Hey YouTube, welcome to the video. My name is Blackwell and this is BlackwellTV. In today's video we're going to be showing you guys exactly how Mischief Night can be done. We are rocking this solo without power armor on a Junkies build as well. This is our main character. This is Lady McLadyface for those of you who know the stream. I do stream on Twitch. Right, into the event itself. At the beginning of the event it will tell you to put on some fancy dress to get extra progress towards the event and the rewards as well. So in the first section, the game will tell you to blow up some cars, light some fires, and destroy the robots. So if I was to advise you, having done this a few times, I would say to light the fires first and then go around the outskirts and blow up the cars and kill the robots. That's probably how I would do it. However, in this playthrough, I didn't do that. I sort of flitted between lighting fires and exploding cars and so on and so forth. You've got to be very careful of the exploding cars because they are dangerous. They will kill you. We die a couple of times here because of explosive cars. So be aware of that one. You're not going to want a melee weapon for the cars, but you may want a melee weapon for the robots to put them down a little bit faster as well. So back into the world, we've still got some jobs to do. As you can see, the So Mayhem in the park, it's not even halfway yet. So just continue blowing up cars, killing robots, avoiding the ghouls. They don't actually count towards the end rewards or anything like that. They don't progress the bar. So make sure you're lighting the fires and blowing up the cars, taking on the robots wherever you see them. Now this stretches across the whole of White Springs, so if you're in the park section and you see robots, take them on, it's fine. If you do go ahead into the cottages and the final zone before that bar has actually filled, then you're going to find it a little bit harder to kill enemies later on when you've previously already killed them, because it won't count towards that final progress bar. On some of the public servers, there is a little bit of latency on some of these triggers, so when you go to the bonfires, you may have to stand there for a moment or so to press E or use or whatever the button is that you use. Just bear with it a little bit, and then at the end of each section, you're going to have to light the main pyre, and again, that will be a little bit delayed, simply because there's a lot of people dancing around, jumping about, doing things at the same time. Be aware there could be a couple of legendaries in the area, so always, if you're playing in a public server, do call them out, do spot them, do tell people to come over with your emotes if necessary, or if you're on voice chat as well, use that as well for your advantage. As you can see here near the gondola, there is the final pyre that Jester will want you to light before you move on to the next section. Now do remember, every time you die in a public event, the respawn timer will extend from a starting point of 3 seconds to a maximum of 20 seconds. That is a little bit of waiting around if you die a few times, but it is a little bit of a punishment, so try not to die, because in a timed event such as this, waiting 20 seconds to respawn is quite a long time, especially if you've been sitting there waiting, bleeding out, hoping someone will revive you, and then you die. It will still add the 20 seconds onto the end of that, so be aware of that one. That will kick you in the arse if you're not paying attention to it. Okay, so the first pyre is lit. We're on to the second section here, which includes taking out the White Springs robots, blowing up cars, trick-or-treating, and putting graffiti on the walls. Now, for the purposes of cutting down the time, when you go to graffiti the walls, just hit the top option every time, just a quick double tap, because it'll save you a few seconds if you do it a few times. If you waste time selecting different options, then obviously you are still wasting time there. Obviously, we're doing this solo, so it doesn't really matter which graffiti we put up on the wall as long as we get that done. And of course, trick-or-treating, you don't have to hang around, just go up to the bowl, hit the button, hit E, hit use, whatever button you use, and then away we go. We are looking to get this done as quickly as possible, so we're going to literally dance between each of the cottages, taking all the candy that we can and graffitiing all the walls we can. Once that's done, we can return and focus on the cars and the robots again, which obviously the robots will be moving around. They'll gradually be moving towards us, I imagine, and the cars, you've just got to be aware of those, because they will explode and they will kill you. Be aware, if you are heading around to the maintenance car park, that the vehicles in that car park will explode quite violently. As you can see here, we weren't alive for very long between the last bout and this one, and that's another death on our part there, simply because the cars are quite volatile. And we're through to the final section now. Obviously, the courtyard is the place where you can find the elite White Springs security. Having done the cottage section as well with the graffiti and the trick-or-treating, you have to light the pyre at the end of the cottages as well, which is near the entrance to the White Springs grounds. And then moving on to the main section, you've got some extra bits to do here, which again are quite easy to do. If you're in a public server, you can actually do everything in this section of the game without disrupting a robot, and they won't be hostile towards you, which is very, very useful to know if you've just joined right at the end of an event. So you can go and fork the grass, you can go and trick-or-treat, and you can blow up the vehicles, as long as you haven't caused any damage to the robots and they won't attack you back. We are doing this solo, so it's a little bit different, but bear that in mind. It's quite useful to know. So for this section, you'll need to fork the grass all the way around in a circle. You'll need to trick or treat as well. You'll need to blow up the cars, and you'll need to take on the White Spring robots. You've got a couple of sentry bots to take on here before the legendary ones spawn, and you'll have assaultrons here as well, which are fast and they are lethal. So be very careful with those. As you can see here, forking the lawn. Don't really understand what that means. Apparently it's a West Virginian prank. Not entirely sure myself. Never heard of it until this event. So once we've forked the lawns, we can take out the cars, take out the robots. We've still got some trick-or-treating to do, and then hopefully survive and take on the legendary at the end. Again, in Public Worlds, just like with the Fastnac event, the Mega Sloth in that event died very fast because everybody obliterated it. In this one, it happens to be a Sentry bot, and again, it won't last very long, so make sure you get in there and tag it. Tag it well enough so you do get the loot from it, but you know, don't overbear on every other player in the game, and don't try and one-shot it because, well, that's not really a fair way of ending the event, is it? The center fire is the last one to do for this event. Sometimes the game doesn't want to work for you and you will get stuck in fires. It's just part of the game, I suppose. If you know a Bethesda game, then you know it might be quite prominent and it might have a few bugs in there and stuff, and glitches and little holes you can get stuck in. Nuclear Winter's quite similar with that as well. So the final robot is here. Frames have taken a bit of a hit, but the legendary Sentry bot here. We've also got some assaultrons knocking about as well. I think I'm avoiding most of them, and we've got a long respawn time as well. We've got about 3 minutes 30 on this one, so hopefully we can get back in the game and get the business done. The Sentry bot is the last one to take on. Once that's dead, the event should be finished. So let's see how we get on. Come on, hit it. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. There we go. Oh, I'm in this. Yes. No. It's complete. We're done. All right. So there we go. That's the event finished. We got ourselves a troubleshooter M79 grenade launcher. So as you can see, the legendary loot is separate from the event rewards. Be sure to claim your legendary loot and keep your eye on what you get for the rewards from the event as well. Once the event is over, remember that the robots in the area are still going to be hostile, so you'll have to have your wits about you when leaving the area, unless you want to fast travel out of there. Some of the rewards were quite rare. Some of the rewards were quite common as well. Let us know what rewards you got from this event in the comments below, and maybe next year they'll change up the event. Maybe next year we'll see some comparisons. I hope this helps you in your future endeavors for Mischief Night. If you want it back, let us know in the comments as well. Also in the comments section, let us know what you would change about this event. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? And so on and so forth. My name is Blackwell. I'm available on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Like this video if you did indeed like the video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content. Take care of yourself. Peace and love to you and yours, and I'll catch you in Appalachia.